Good morning, good morning, good morning. Da, 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 da. Oh, I have an experience to share. Also, I did make a video that was important, but it was weird. All my videos are weird. About Mpox. No one, I left it up all day. No one, it said 0 views. So I deleted it and I put it up again with a different title. Still no views. So I just took it down. It was a little, sometimes I talk about personal things. Those are the ones I usually delete. I'll let them stay up because my friends that do watch my videos, I do have a few friends, and I want them to know certain things. So anywho, I was just going through this book, and I'll tell you my horrible experience I had. And God, what faith without works is dead. And I do have faith, and God does test your faith. Does He test your faith, or He allows Satan to test you? You don't want to be. Pray that Satan will stay away from you. It does say pray for deliverance from temptation, or whatever, because he can trick you. And I was reading in this, and the the chief priest and the Pharisees sent officers to arrest him. We're shocked, but Jesus would say no more. Yes, and I chose you, Jesus reminded them, but I have to tell you, one of you will turn to evil. Oh, I was just reading. That you are the chosen one. Jesus was the chosen one. And also Jesus did say, send me. He wanted to come to earth. I mean, he had like a perfect life up in heaven with his heavenly Father. Because he loved us. He watched us since God created humans. And I don't blame him. I love all of his animals. I love God's animals. I love his animals. I will take care of his animals if someone's here. Okay, listen to this. This is because they tried to trick him with saying the Jesus answered completely thwarted the authorities. He hadn't interpreted the law of Moses as they did, but his answer hadn't broken it either. After all of them had sinned in some way. They were only humans. Lost for words, they stormed out. FC, let's go backwards. Now look at, okay, I'm just going through this. Next day, Jesus was teaching in the temple when the scribes, the priests, and the Pharisees strode in to talk to him. I need to go get some more coffee. Teacher, they said to Jesus, dragging forward a frightened woman. Okay, this woman is a sinner. She has been seen with another woman's husband. Now the law of Moses says she should be stoned to death. What do you think we should do with her? Oh my God. I just had a memory. Okay, and then I'll tell you my memory. Jesus stood up and faced the hostile officials. Let him who has never sinned throw the first stone. He said. Jesus answered completely thwarted the authorities. Okay, I already read that part. No, my memory was when I was, some things happen. When I was young, when my parents first divorced, we went and visited my father, and it was in an apartment complex, and there was some rough neighbors. And this one girl, she would pretend to be my friend, and then she'd say certain things, and then she'd say, "Come here," and then she'd slap my face. I was like, I told my dad, and my dad went and talked to he moved. It was just right after the divorce, and he wanted to spend time with his 6 kids. Anyways, no, only 5 of us, because my brother was, oh no, we all went over there. Okay, anyways, she was so evil, and she had her brother beat up my little brother, who was 4, okay? And then they'd hold me back. Very abusive. I mean, this just happened like over one time, over the weekend. And I told my mom it was horrible, it was terrifying. And one guy, they had me, they were like, oh, we got her. The brother was starting to fight. My brother's never been in a fight before, and he was only 4. Started fighting with him, and then they're holding me back. And then she goes to the head guy, and she's like, what should we do with her? Oh my God, she was like 12 or something. No wonder I am the way I am. The guy, he looked down. I've been rescued, and like he was thinking, and he said, let her go, and she let me go. They're very mean people out there, evil people, okay? The other day, I'm going to go through my experience, Faith Without Works. One of my pipes, when it was super hot, and I had the wall fan on, and my daughter was here, and she's like, Mom, there's the wall fan's going off and on. And I'm like, no, that's my washer. This is where, because I'm like, what is she talking about? That never, okay, because I've been here for old house. And then she's like, comes back, and she's like, there's this weird smell coming. So I instantly get up, and I'm like, oh, okay, there is a weird smell. I'm looking around my kitchen. It was like a plastic smell. I'm like, oh my God. I thought it was like plastic burning because the stove was on or something. I don't know. I was like looking at and I went down, and there was an explosion in my basement. One of the pipes that were it was alarming. And I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I stopped taking my medicine because it's weird. And I don't recommend that, just stopping your medication, but I know about my body. And doctors I work with, they know that medication, I can take it for a little while, but I have to stop because I get all the side effects, And there's a huge side effects on medications, and even on Vax, huge side effects, okay? And you got to really listen. Don't just blindly trust people. You got to listen to what's in the ingredients, okay? Anywho, I'm like, oh my God, I'm praying. I go up, because I was going to go to Joan's house, which she doesn't want to have anything to do with this house. I was going to go up there, and there's Calvin. He's the new landlord worker. He's parked right above my driveway. I'm like, oh my God. God sent him. Or he maneuvers. God does maneuver, and he does use people as angels. And Calvin is one. I knew it ever since because he's been around here since he was a teenager. He's the same age as my boys, but 30s. Anywho, so he helped. It all got fixed, but it made me cry. It scared me so bad because it was like a water explosion underneath my basement, flood, okay? But God did help me. He used Calvin. He lives up here. So, I mean, the maneuvering, okay? And you do gotta love your neighbor as yourself. But that wasn't my fault. My daughter's like, it's all your fault. That was not my fault. I did have the wall fan on for a few days. I mean, I usually turn it off, but it was so hot up here. And then I used my own, like, other fans. It was hot up here. Oh, my kitty's snoring. Anywho, that's what I went through. God helped me. He's totally, because I don't have a husband. And Rick, the one who is my next door neighbor also, Joan's husband, he died. So, that guy was strong as an ox. I don't know how he died. I don't know, I can't speculate. I can't even talk about it. But, he did break his hip. I don't know how that happened. And then he He was supposed to be. I guess when a lot of people do die when they break their hip, if they fall when they're older. He's like one of the toughest guys I've known. So was his father, and bless his heart. God, he's with God now. God's memory. I don't believe in hell, and I don't believe. I think it's right now we are living in hell with the demon craps. Yeah, that's why they're called that. We're in hell with them, but God's going to save us. Okay. And sometimes accidents happen, and because unforeseen occurrences befall us all. God's angels, because you have to pray. They will come about, but if you're doing sin on purpose, I'm pretty sure they leave, but they still can rescue you from death. I've been rescued multiple times. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. Because I haven't talked to anyone. I don't even know how. No views. It'll probably be no views again. Because my videos are on garden and spiritual things pretty much. And walk and talk sometimes. I need to do another walk and talk. I need to start doing them every day. Actually, walking and talking helped me exercise. And you do have to exercise right now. Anyway, I was just reading and then I did read, I just opened up the Bible after I prayed, and it was in Kings, and he doesn't, Raphael, I'm listening to, they're encouraging me, I need to hear people that believe in Jehovah, okay, that's how you say it, the Israelites, that's how they said it. Yeah, back in the day, he didn't put up, there's people half-hearted, they still worship Baal, and they were sacrificing their children. Some of them stopped, but they were still doing rituals. They stopped doing certain things. God had them put to death. Just like his channel, Raphael's channel, he was talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Look what happened to Lot's wife. She was longing for, I hate this system. I hate it. It's not fun, but I got to keep on going. And it's important to take care of yourself. I'm not giving up with God's help. I felt like giving up multiple times. This world's hard. It's heartbreaking. That whole experience, and I had to ask for help, and she already told me she didn't want to have anything, my neighbor. She didn't want to have anything, but we share a well. So she's in charge of the well, and a guy is. Oh my God. Anyways, let's see another. The barren fig tree. The wicked tenants. This is a good Bible stories book. It's different. I like Bible stories book. Children's. That's because they're illustrated. Because it was really hard for me to understand the Bible because I was forced to go to the Kingdom Hall, which I miss. I do, but I left it. I should have said disassociate me. I said go ahead and disfellowship me, because when you're disassociated, it's totally different than disfellowship. So people will shun you, and they can't talk about God with you, because then if they do, they will get disfellowshipped. That's why I talk to my sisters, but not as much as I would love to, because it bothers their conscience, because they're worried, they're thinking of the religion, that they'll grieve God's spirit it hits their conscience or something. It's something, because I remember going through it. I always talked to the disfellowshipped ones because I loved them, and we're all sinners. That's why Jesus said that. Go ahead, pick up they're throwing. I don't believe in the disfellowshipping. If someone's practicing something, you don't want to reap what they sow, okay? And because you're hanging out with them, you will reap what they sow. Like if they're addicted to drugs and you're hanging out with them, trying to help them maybe, but they'll start, usually they start stealing from you and lying to you because that's what drugs do. I'm not talking about marijuana. Marijuana's a miracle drug. It's just like, to me, it's just like all the other herbs. Peppermint, rosemary. I think marijuana's right in there. St. John's wort, sage, rose petal. Oh yeah, the squirrels, I can hear them. They're running all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to go. The bear. I've never read this one. One morning, Jesus was hurrying from Bethany to Jerusalem. His stomach began to rumble. Yes, my stomach rumbles. He had left so early to get to the great temple to begin preaching and healing that he and his disciples had no time for a breakfast. How cute. So when Jesus caught sight of a fig tree growing, he went over to pick some of the juicy fruit for himself and his companions to eat. However, when Jesus drew closer to the tall leafy tree, he was dismayed to find that there wasn't a single fig tree. May you never grow any fruit. He was angry at it. He cried, never again. I know that, but it's taught in different words as a Jehovah's Witness. This isn't a Jehovah's Witness book. So he cried. The disciples stood and watched open-mouthed as since its leaves faded to yellow, then crinkled to brown, then fluttered from the branches to the ground. The tree that had been alive and green just a few moments ago now stood bare and dry and withered. Jesus answered, have faith in God. The 12 men gasped. Even though they had witnessed Jesus perform many dramatic miracles, they had never seen him use his powers except to help people in some way. In fact, I don't have my glasses on, so in fact, whenever anyone had challenged Jesus, prove himself by performing a miracle just for show, he had always refused. Oh, now all of a sudden, he had destroyed a harmless tree. That has a lot of because he does talk in parables. What I'm thinking, if you went to someone for spiritual food or spiritual, because you're hungry, and they're giving you falsehood, you're not going to feel satisfied. Jesus satisfied you. That's why people followed him everywhere. And he was full of love. And there is, was it, maybe Lionel said it, or someone, there's people that hate love. Those people will be destroyed because God is love. And you can see it in all his creation. It's extremely beautiful and organized. And we are humans and we do sin. Okay? And that's why you got to stay out of people's lives and just control your own life. It's not being selfish, but you got to take care of yourself in a godly way. That's all that stuff, because I did go through a suicidal. I get attacked, okay, by people. I've been attacked all my life. That's why it's like God's making me stronger in knowledge. So, I'm going to re-listen to this because I was talking about the Mpox. I had to take it down. Keep your immune system up. I think there's a lot of falsehood in the world right now. And they are trying to create chaos. And they are actually chaos and fear. Anyways, I gotta go see if my basement's dried out. Because I gotta turn on the hot water heater. Hey, that's hard for just a girl. That's why I like men. That was pretty. God did create men to be in charge of certain things, and women to be in charge of certain things. I know some women I do my own plumbing, but that pipe broke. I don't understand. There was a melted plastic smell, so I have to go investigate. That was so alarming. Thank God I wasn't hungover or drunk or anything, you know. Okay, thank God. Because now I drink only 2 times a week. I used to drink, you guys, at night. Have my 3 glasses of wine every single night. Because that's just how I was not raised. Because I didn't start drinking every single night until I was 40. And now I'm 61. Hallelujah. Okay, I don't even know what this one's about. Wicked tenants. I'll let you go. It's 21:31.